Assalamu alaikum. Dear my students, dear my friends, we'd like to discuss with you something related to pronouns. We can say this special cases related to pronouns. As you know, pronouns has mainly three cases. We have three cases for pronouns. Number one, nominative case. Nominative case is known as subject. Objective case, it means object. And possessive case means, okay, this to show ownership, that you have something, you own something. As you know, we have first person pronoun, I and we. Second person, you as singular and you as plural. He, she, it, and they. This is called third person pronoun. Objective case from I is me, from we is us, from you is you, from you the same. I can know it's singular or plural from the context. When I say Peter, you should be quiet, it's singular. When I say boys, you should be quiet, it's plural. He, him, she, her, it, they, them, as you see in this example. In possessive case, we have two types. We have possessive pronouns and possessive adjective. The first one here is called possessive adjective. The second one is called possessive pronoun. What the difference between them? This part, okay, my, our, your, his, her, its, their, must be followed by a noun. Must be followed by a noun. Yeah, I cannot say this is my. What's my? My what? It's not clear. I must say this is my book, my house, my father, my teacher. But I can say this is mine. If the listener can understand what I'm talking about, I can say this is mine. I'm holding a book, I'm holding a pen, I'm holding a pencil. I can say this is your. No, but I can say this is your book. This is your car. This is your house. But I cannot say this your and stop. It's wrong. But I can say this yours. I'm holding a book and say this yours. It's okay. So the difference between the two cases is that my, our, your, his, her, its, their, they must be followed by a noun. But mine, ours, yours as singular and plural, his, hers, and nothing here and theirs. Okay, we cannot use after them noun, but we can use verb. Okay, we can use a verb. The next case we talk about, okay, some special cases, especially about subject. When we are using subject, number one, we use subject in the following cases. Number one, at the beginning of the sentence, at the beginning of a statement, okay, they are my close friends. They are my close friends at the beginning. To show that, okay, someone are doing action or show the relationship between the subject and what comes after it, okay, like this one, this is called linking verb. Number two, I had thought that only humans can go into space. Who's doing the action? It's I, so it's subject. Even number one, I can use it at the beginning of a sentence as a statement. Number two, I use it as predicate nominative after linking verb. After linking verb, it is called predicate nominative. Linking verb, like verb to be, am is are, was and were, and been in the past participle, seem, look, appear, remain, sound, taste, become, turn, grow, like this one. When I say the winner is he, here we have linking verb. I cannot say the winner is him. The winner is him. If we are going to read the sentence from the back, he is the winner. He is called in English predicate nominative. Predicate nominative. It's the subject of the sentence. Okay, so number one, we use it at the beginning of a statement. Number two, use it after linking verb. Number three, cases of subject also, okay, and number three, after here and there. After here and there. طبعا, here is he. There are they. طبعا, the subject is not here or there. The subject is he. I can say he is here or they are there. This is the subject, and the one in red is the subject. After helping verb in a question. After helping verb in a question. What does it mean? When I'm going to ask you a question, what did he see after the storm? If we're going to look at the first part, we're going to find helping verb and the main verb, and he is doing the action. We can say what he did see after the storm. He is the doer of the action, so it's the subject. We can use it after, okay, we can use it, it's the subject, after the verb in an inverted sentence. Inverted sentence. What does it mean? If the order of the sentence is changed, I start with, for example, prepositional phrase like this one. In the class studies she. The main sentence should be like this. She studies in the class. But I make it inverted. Inverted, yani sometimes we need to attract the attention to the prepositional phrase. In the class studies she. Okay? So I need the listener or the reader to look carefully to the part at the beginning. It's what in the class studies she. So she here is the subject. If we are gonna rearrange the sentence, it's gonna be she studies in the class. I started with prepositional phrase. Also, now we finished cases of subject. Now we talk about cases of object. Number one, we use it after action verb as a direct object. طبعا you know the direct object, answer whom or what. Answer whom or what. I ask myself two questions. Whom, like this example, my dad helps me. Whom my dad helps me. You ask yourself, whom the dad helps. Okay, me. So this is called direct object. I can ask myself a question, I want the book. You ask yourself, what I want? The book. What I want? The book. This is called direct object. Okay, directly receive the action. طبعا this is the doer of the action, and this is the action itself, and this is what, okay, the receiver of the action. Number two, the second case for object is after action verb, but as indirect object. Indirect object. The first one is direct, the second one is called what? Direct. What the difference between the two cases? Number one, they say that whom or what, but the second, to whom or to what. Okay, to whom or to what. Look at the example. My dad gave me a new mobile. You ask yourself, number one, what my dad gave? What my dad gave? It's what? A mobile. As we mentioned before, what is going to be direct object. Okay, mobile, direct one. Top. You ask yourself, to whom my dad gave the mobile? To whom my dad gave the mobile? Me. To whom my dad gave a mobile? It's what? Me. So the first one, direct object, and the second one, indirect one. Okay? So direct answer whom and what, but indirect answer to whom or to what. Okay? Cases of object. This completion after prepositional phrase. After prepositional phrase like with, of, in, at, between, next to, all the preposition that you know. The secret is between him and me. The preposition is between and him and me. It is called what? Object of preposition. And from between till the end, we call it what? Prepositional phrase. Please stand next to them. The preposition here in this sentence is what? Next to. And the object of preposition is them. From next to and the end is called prepositional phrase. Pronouns with appositive. Appositive, it's renaming for the noun. Renaming for a noun. I can say my friend Peter. Peter is appositive for my friend. Appositive, yani renaming. Yani it gives another name for it. Or like definition, yani, okay, you define it, what it is. Okay, appositive, okay, can be a pronoun type. How I know it? If the word next to the pronoun is subject, the pronoun is subject. Let's take an example to understand. Look at this one. Cyclists, the one who is riding cycles, ride to Mount Everest every year. What is the subject in this sentence? It's what? Cyclists. Cyclist is the subject. If I drop it out and I'm gonna use a pronoun, I'm gonna use subject. I'm not gonna use object. Yani, what does it mean? I can say he, but okay, here we cannot use a singular pronoun. We need to use what? Plural one. I can say they, I can say we. Look at this. It's gonna be we or us. طبعا drop us and they choose we. Why? Because it's a subject. We cyclist. طب we is what? A positive. Okay, modifying, okay, cyclist. Like the second example, the runner got the prize. Where is the subject in this sentence? The runner. طب we need to modify it again. We say what? For example, he, not him. While in runner is a subject, him is object. The next one, if the word next to the pronoun is object, the pronoun is object. It's very easy. Like what? My teacher honored Peter. My teacher is the subject, honored is the verb, Peter is what? Receiver. When always the receiver is object. طيب if I'm gonna give definition for Peter, I'm gonna drop Peter. What I'm gonna say? Can say him. Can I say him? No, because we talked about before masculine and feminine. يعني male or female. Peter is a boy, so we cannot say her, but we say him. Why is choose him? I cannot choose he while in he is a subject and what him is object. Peter in the sentence is what object. طبعا this is called appositive. Okay. The next one, difference between who and whom. The easiest way to differentiate between who and whom is to know that who is a subject and whom is object. This is the easiest way. طب how I'm gonna use it? Who is mainly used for a subject. طب look at this example. Will help you. Will is helping verb and help is a main verb and you is what receiver. Always we said that the receiver of the action is called object. طب if we have main verb and helping verb called verb phrase and you is what object. What is missing? The subject. So if I'm gonna ask you to choose between who and whom, you're gonna choose who. Like this. The example, who will help you. Another example, the man helped me is my dad. Let's look at the sentence. The man, this is the subject, and the completion of it is my dad. The man is my dad. Here we have, what we call it adjective clause. Adjective clause. Adjective clause, which one am I going to choose here? And help is main verb. What's missing? The subject. So I'm going to choose who, not whom. Whom is mainly used for object. Is used for object. Look at this example. With it a preposition. What comes after preposition? It's called object of preposition. يعني the object who or whom طبعا. It's gonna be what? Whom. With whom will you get out? With whom will you get out? I cannot say with who, لأن who is a subject. طب if I get confused, I cannot differentiate. I'm gonna tell you another example. Look at this one. Substitute who and substitute who. Whom and who by he and him. Whom it can be substituted by him and who can be substituted by he. So with him, will you get out? Or with he, will you get out? طبعا here we have a subject, here we have a verb. The missing part what is the object. The next one, the man whom or who I helped is John. The main sentence here is the man is John. But the missing part here is called, or the one that I'm gonna complete is called adjective clause. Whom I helped. Why? Because I is subject, help is verb, and the one is missing here is what? Whom. This is object. The last one is called reflexive pronoun. We talk about standard English and not standard English. It's not standard to use it's his self. It's not standard to use his self. It's wrong طبعا completely. The manager voted himself in the last election. طبعا it's wrong. As you see. But the correct one, the manager voted for himself in the last election. It's not standard to use their selves. But the standard English is to use themselves. After the game, the player treated their selves to a movie. طبعا it's completely wrong. We use after the game, the players treated themselves to a movie.